So with the Droidica update coming out less than a day away now, the Naboo Capital Supremacy map, the Republic's tank and General Anakin all coming out in less than 24 hours, I've just got a little bit of news that I want to run by you guys, and that includes basically deconfirming JANGO FETT, a small tweak to the lightsaber visually, and also a small change to blaster heroes. But first up, we'll start with JANGO FETT, because it's the best bit of news. Well, not the best, the biggest. It's not too great for any JANGO FETT fans, which I know there are a lot of. But someone's asked Ben Walk on Twitter, is it even possible for Django to be added in the game, or is it just impossible? Which there's no way it would be impossible, as Ben says, because you've got the jetpack capabilities from Boba, and now ARC troopers are in the game, so you've got the dual wielding pistols. But Ben has said that the attention is elsewhere, which also leads on to this next tweet, where Guillaume Moros, I guess, was asked, is there any news on JANGO FETT? Because now dual pistols are in the game, as I said. And while he couldn't say much, he said, if there's a need for a jetpack dual wielding character, someone else is first in line. And just taking jetpacks out of the way, for dual wielding, I immediately thought CAD BANE. He is like an amazing villain from the Clone Wars era. I would really like to see him added. And then I looked it up, and he doesn't have a big hefty jetpack strapped to his back. He has jet boots, and he has rocket propelled boosters on his boots, so they could act just like a jetpack does in Battlefront 2, except just visually slightly different. I would like to see CAD BANE added into the game over JANGO FETT. That might be unpopular with you guys, I don't know, but I just think he's a more interesting character model. Since we've already got Boba, it would just be changing the blasters and the colour scheme. And don't get me wrong, I love JANGO FETT. I think he's really badass. And honestly, I don't think it would take too much for DICE developers to add him into the game. But if they are only going to add one into the game, for now, I'd rather it be CAD BANE. But let me know in the comments whether you would rather have JANGO FETT or CAD BANE or someone completely different. Next up, it's just lightsabers have been changed, so their tips are more pointed and they are brighter, so their contrast to a dark hallway will be more heightened, and so they'll stand out more on the battlefront. And finally, blaster heroes and villains are now going to be able to crouch, like Iden Versio can in the campaign, so can Lando and everyone who you get to play as in the campaign. So it's just a small thing that really could have been in the game from the start, but it's nice to see that they're adding it in, even if it's just such a small thing. Hopefully it doesn't get abused by people who are just going to hide in a really cheesy spot and just farm kills as like Han. But that shouldn't happen, because most people, except for like Leia in the back of the map on Crate or Geonosis, most people actually get into the fight more. But that is literally all there is today. Droidica's come out tomorrow, and with that I will post like immediately. I'm going to go into arcade mode, get some gameplay, and I'll do the same. Well, I'll have to go onto multiplayer for the tank, but I'll play some of that. And some General Anakin stuff. I've saved up like 180,000 credits now, so I'm ready for when these updates do come out. And then either later that day I'll give you Droidica multiplayer stuff, or the next day I'll give you both Droidicas and Anakin, and maybe even tank stuff then if I haven't got enough by the first day. But yeah, stay tuned for that, subscribe and you'll know when these things are coming out. Leave a like on this video because it shows support, and it would mean a lot. But yes, comment below with any hero you want to see changed, and what you want to see in next month's update, because they're going to actually have to do a new non-Clone Wars thing. But hopefully they start adding new eras to Capital Supremacy, so that the ships that we go up into, the interiors of those ships, their design can be changed and we can get something fresh, because as great it is to play a conquest style game mode on the Clone Wars maps that we love, having to then go up into the same area every time gets old after a while. But thank you for watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.